These are your special messages, rather short but special and very important messages from the spirit world, from your spirit guides and from your guardian angels. These messages are timely indeed, but most certainly you are going to come across them whenever you're meant to come across them, and you take these messages in such a way, it just works through the actual reflection, with the actual reflection when it comes to certain things that are going on in your life, things that are slowing you down, things that are creating blockages, things that are making you feel uncertain, things that are actually affecting you, but also at the same time draining your energy. So as I said, you're going to come across this video whenever you're meant to come across this video, but this message is going to be very strong and very powerful, and you will see exactly what I mean. The first reading that I'm going to do, it's going to be for my gorgeous and my ever so precious Aries, my beautiful Aries. Your very strong message from the spirit guide and the guardian angels is focus and then act. Just remember, this is very important to remember, to focus and then act, which means that you must not rush with things. You must not try to kind of make things quicker, to speed them up and naturally. You see, you just need to basically remember to take one step at a time. This is a very strong and it's a rather powerful message, and it's most certainly to do with the current situation in your life, that it's actually primarily responsible for you kind of slowing down a little bit, because this created a certain spiritual knot that most certainly you need to get rid of it, and you can only get rid of it if you act in a certain, or if you act in the actual particular way. So just remember, my gorgeous Aries, that your message is focus and then act. This is very important indeed. I'm just going to shuffle this gorgeous little cute mini oracle deck, and I'm going to see what is going to be your oracle card message, my gorgeous Aries. Your oracle message is: find the words to long forgotten songs and dance to the music in your soul. Okay, this is very, very important but rather cute message, but apart from being just cute, it has got a very, very special and very sacred meaning, in particular when it comes to the fact that you need to remember to take one step at a time and then focus and then act, which means on another hand that the things that are going to come to you soon, you should just basically always remember not to rush anything, because if you do take one step at a time, at the same time there will be very important spiritual rewards that you are going to get, that you are going to gain in between now and the end of this year. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to give like a spiritual message and a message from the angels is my gorgeous and my ever so precious Taurus. My beautiful Taurinis, you need to understand that your ability to see the signs is going to be gigantic. It's going to be absolutely enormous. And now at this very moment in time, every single time when you come across like something really heavy in your mind, when you come across like some kind of a blockage, but in such a way blockage that creates you, that's preventing you to move on with your life, because you will see that something is really heavy, like kind of dragging behind you. What I need you to understand, that a very specific part of your life, it's going to come up soon, and it's going to be very important indeed for you to understand that it's going to seem like, oh my god, it's going to make you feel a little bit scared, it's going to make you feel like a little bit uncertain, but it's absolutely fine, because this is where your spirit guides and your guardian angels are going to come to help. Okay, so it's important to say and for you to understand that your ability to see the signs is going to be gigantic. It's going to be absolutely enormous. So when you come across the first problem, and it's not going to be that long, the first negativity that is just going to kind of maybe just throw you back out of the balance, a little bit, remember that there is going to be the very big and important blessing there for you. the synchronicity will be very powerful, and it's going to work in your favor. So every single time when you come across the situation that is making you feel really uncertain, you just need to remember that very soon after that, and I'm talking about like minutes after that, you know, you are going to be able to actually see the signs. You will have a very strong connection, and you will be able to understand things from a much wiser, a more wiser angle. You know, I'm not saying that you don't get things in a wise way normally, but this is going to be something special. This is going to be something different, and that's why I'm seeing it right here, right now. I'm just going to shuffle this mini oracle deck, my gorgeous Taurinis, and I'm going to see what is going to be an oracle message. Okay. Take time for hibernation and healing. Okay, take time for hibernation and healing. This is a very powerful message because it's at the same time trying to let you know, and it doesn't surprise me because of the power of the actual synchronicity. You are going to have this very strong ability to actually like benefit from your hermit mode like there is no tomorrow. You know how I always talk about the hermit mode, because it's not all about like you being by yourself and all these things. No, baby, no. It's a lot about the actual understanding things for what they are, seeing things from a much deeper angle, and having a very powerful and illuminating messages that are going to be coming to us. So this is very important to understand. Take time for hibernation and healing, because now this is going to also, on another hand, you know, it's going to help you to realize things that you wouldn't normally realize, like by just like meditating, by healing, by grounding yourself, and by doing things. And that in itself is going to be like very enlightening in so many different ways, my gorgeous Taurinis. Very important. Okay. So the next sign that I'm going to be having a special message from the spirit guide and your guardian angel is my gorgeous and my ever so precious Gemini, my beautiful Geminini. You need to understand, my gorgeous babies, to not to actually fear the unknown. The situation is going to arise very, very soon indeed, but it is not going to be bad, but it's just going to have like a very negative mask on, like a negative, it's just going to seem in a certain way. When I say negative mask, it means that it's just going to seem like in a certain way, like once the mask is fallen, you will see and you will understand that this hasn't been so negative, that it hasn't been so low, that it hasn't been so like kind of like a maybe like a very kind of negative situation, you see. So there is going to be quite a very nice element of surprise that you are going to have. This is what I'm trying to say, because you are going to come across the situation where you're going to kind of need to step through, and you need to kind of going to step forward. You know, you're going to need to think about the next step, but at the same time you just need to remember that there is going to be the little fear. Oh, I'm not too sure. No, baby, no. You do not block yourself down. You need to release the negative energy, and you just need to go with this powerful flow. And the powerful flow will comes with your mind, and it's going to come with those things into your life. It's going to manifest, you know, as long as you're not overdoing things, or as long as you're not over analyzing things, because this in itself is also kind of slowing you down. So remember, do not to fear the unknown. This is an important stage and process that you will be going through, my gorgeous Geminini. So now I'm just going to shuffle this gorgeous little mini oracle deck. And your message is walk in unknown territory to see from a new perspective. Okay, walk in an unknown territory to see from a new perspective. I mean, how beautifully and how wonderfully this little oracle message is actually working with the message from the spirit guide and your guardian angels. And now it's also time, if you're slowing yourself down, and it's also the great time to kind of like for the new beginnings and the new starts, you know. If you do decide to start something new, if you do decide to make an important step, at the same time you need to understand that there is going to be really great luck on your side. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be having a special message from the spirit guide and the guardian angel is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Cancerini. My gorgeous Cancer, my beautiful Cancerini. Now this is more important than ever to focus on those things that are very old in your life. You know, that sounds, oh my God, like are very old. No, I mean things that are like really kind of karmically coming to an end, and there are going to be quite few of them. So you need to see what is really kind of becoming quite heavy in your life. And at the same time, this is a quite important sign for you to understand and realize that the certain parts of our lives, come to an end. Things don't most certainly last forever, but then at the same time, this is all to do with the magic of the new beginning, is the magic of the new perspective, it's the magic of the new start. This anything to do with the new beginning and a new start has got a very much so a relevant magic to it, because as soon as you realize what you need to move away from, what you need to kind of cut out of your life, what an adjustment you need to make, what a little sacrifice you need to make, almost instantly there is going to become a quite important opportunity, like a reward that I'm right now talking about. So now I'm just going to shuffle these cute little oracle cards, my gorgeous Cancerini, and I'm going to see what is your oracle message going to be to go with this. Okay, cast spells of wonder and delight. You see, this is wonderful. You see, I will repeat, it's cast spells of wonder and delight. This is pretty much so to do with your own energy. It's pretty much so to do with your own manifestation, but it's a rather strong sign to not to waste your own energy, because sometimes it takes us a while to realize the capacity and the power of our own energy when it comes to the personal projection and manifestation. What do I mean by this? The things that come to you that you would like to achieve, my gorgeous Cancerinis, at the same time, just understand that the power of manifestation will be very strong and very powerful, and you make it even more illuminated and even more powerful by trying to see what parts of your life came to an end, because that is going to almost immediately going to reflect on the other balance. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Leo, my gorgeous Leone. Now the message from your spirit guide and your guardian angel is like, let your emotions flow. Follow your inner path, follow your inner journey, listen to yourself, focus on yourself. Now it's time. Your power is very strong and it's rather illuminated. Not that long ago your energy slowly but surely started to pick up indeed. And what you need to do to preserve this energy and to make it more powerful is just basically focus on those things in your life that are making you feel good, that are making you feel you're achieving something, and you can get the highest perspective of all this by purely doing things that make you feel really happy. But at the same time, do not forget about your personal path, because it's very important, because this is, my gorgeous Leonis, why we are on this earth for. At the same time, we need to kind of make the most of our spiritual journey, and we are only going to do this if we allow ourselves to be ourselves. Yes, you are going to have a little test soon. I'm sorry to say this, but it is going to be the great test, and the best way to come out of it and to come on top is just basically carry on doing exactly what you were doing, exactly what you want to do, things that make you feel really happy, because very soon you are going to have a huge, enormous, giant reward which is going to come to you. There is a very important moment that you are going to have, which I can describe only as a light at the end of the tunnel, and this one is going to be a big mama. This one is going to be enormous, very special and big reward you're going to have at around the time when someone is really beautifully about to surprise you with a certain information and news that you are going to have, because it's completely connected and it's complete reflection of something very important to you that you wanted to do and you wanted to achieve throughout your life. So now, my gorgeous Leone, I'm just going to shuffle this gorgeous little oracle deck. It's just so cute, it's tiny. Okay, so now your message is, okay, the ancestors call, seek their wisdom. I mean, oh my Lord, I mean, how important this is, especially when it comes to the actual having a reading involving guardian angels and the spirit guides. And now at the same time, you know, my Lord, there is going to be a very special message from somebody who used to be in your life. There is going to be the certain spirit that is going to come through, certain spirit that is going to come forward, you know, and you will know exactly who this is, my gorgeous Leonis. Is somebody who used to be in your life, somebody very beautiful, somebody very interesting, and somebody who was allowing themselves to be themselves, and somebody who didn't care kind of what other people think. So somebody who had something very quirky and very unusual and very nice about them, but they were also very nice and very beautiful, but at the same time they were quite strong. That particular spirit you are most certainly going to be aware of, but it's at the same time going to bring you a very, very powerful message of the actual confirmation that you are going to have. This is going to mean to you so much, because you will know exactly what this spirit wants you to pay attention to. Okay? So now, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Virgolini, my gorgeous Virgo. I love you so much. The message from your spirit guide and your guardian angel is, my Lord, you were most certainly born to create. Just remember this. You are very, very soon going to become aware of your power. You will know exactly what your strength is, and you will also know exactly the actual essence of what makes you so different, what makes you so unique, what makes you so special. And that in itself you will want to take on another level, on the next level, and most certainly it's connected to the big, huge, enormous, giant step that you are going to make. This is only the beginning of the process and the progress that you will go through, which is just going to open your eyes. And once your eyes are open, you will never want them to close. You will never close them again, because there is also going to be the mind-blowing reminder of who you are, what your job and role is on this earth at this very moment in time. But there is also going to be rather strong ancestors call that you're also going to have, which means a very strong connection with your past. It's also going to come to the surface and remind you of something very specific and very important. Certain path in your life you must not ignore. It's because who you are, what you're meant to do, and the direction that you're meant to take. It's going to involve you returning to something, you know. It's pretty much so going to be the moment like ooh la la, big mama moment, when it comes to the actual homecoming time, when it comes to things that make you feel really happy, when it comes to things that make you feel really good, when it comes to things that make you feel really excited. There are certain elements and part of yourself that you have been ignoring, but now you will know it's time, you know. Just remember, now you will know it's time. This is absolutely superb moment in time, because it's going to help you to reconnect with the deepest parts of yourself, and it's going to be such a strong connection like you haven't felt in a long time. And what is this connection going to do? It's going to give you strength, it's going to give you power, it's going to give you bravery, it's going to give you a control, very strong and powerful control over the actual situation that would normally drain your energy, and then it would just make things uncertain for you. There is a very, very important, giant, enormous decision that you're actually going to make out of this. So now I'm just going to shuffle this oracle deck, my gorgeous Virgolini, and I'm going to see what is going to be oracle card, okay? And keep courage and be gentle. You see this? Keep courage and be gentle. I mean, how incredible is when these messages so beautifully come out through the actual synchronicity. They're so wonderful, so powerful, and I can feel it from a subtle such a very, very high up angle, if I can explain it like this to you. This is a very powerful moment in time. Keep courage and be gentle, which means that there are very three important steps which you're about to make, and you must not be put off with the fact that certain things are going to take time. And also you must not find yourself in a situation when you want to rush in order to do something really quickly. So this is a very important sign for you to just take one step at a time, instead of rushing, because when you do this, you just give more power to yourself, you give more energy to yourself, and you find out very important things that you are meant to pay attention to on your own spiritual journey. Otherwise you wouldn't notice them, but it's important. So at some moment in time, maybe it could be in a year time, this is going to bounce back until you work on it again and make the best possible outcome by just taking your time and absorbing in as much as you possibly can. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Libra. My gorgeous Libra. Do you know what you need to understand? How interesting this is going to be. Of course, this is a message. It's a very sacred message by your spirit guides and by your guardian angels. You need to know your fears. It is very important to know your fears, because through your own fears, you are going to find out something so unbelievably huge when it comes to your life, when it comes to you. Something is going to come to the surface, but most importantly, there is the certain point, certain process that you will want to become part of as well at the same time. So know your fears. It's important because you get connected and reconnected with the deepest parts of yourself, and that in return is just basically bringing you karmic reward at the same time. And the karmic reward that you are going to have, it's going to be connected to you having your eyes open, but also realizing an important accomplishment in your life. You're going to become aware of some kind of accomplishment that is so important and so big and so significant, but then at the same time that it's going to bring you the relevant balance. And the balance that I'm talking about is just going to almost immediately going to be connected to an important sign. And you will see when it comes to the actual power of synchronicity how interesting this is going to be. You just need to most certainly from now on pay attention to the actual number 777, pay attention to the numbers 333, and pay attention to the number 999. Any combination of these numbers, you need to understand that very soon after that there is going to be a very strong and important sign that you are going to have, that you're gonna come across, but normally you wouldn't. And this is the power, this is the magic and the ability to make the most of the actual energy and the actual dimension that you're going to find yourself in, find yourself at. So through your own fear, my gorgeous Libra, you are going to open your eyes, and that in itself is going to be absolutely super important when it comes to you actually doing the right thing, when it comes to the actual stepping and going and taking the next step when it comes to your life. Okay, so now I just want you to understand that it's not going to be that long when you're going to come across the situation when you're going to be like, oh my God, something is just going to scare you a little bit, something is going to make you feel a little bit paranoid, a little bit scared. I don't want to be Dark Lala again, but this is going to end up being really great. It's going to be end up really being really good, because you will be rewarded for your own kind of bravery, So this is what I want you to understand, that you're going to come across about the situation is about to manifest, where you will know that you need to step through, you will know you will need to step forward, but the actual fear of the unknown is just going to kind of slow you down. I just need you to understand that not only you're going to find out something so important through your own fear, your eyes are going to be open, you are going to understand things that are so needed and necessary to your life in order to end up where you should end up when it comes to a spiritual journey, because that in itself itself is going to lead to actual two important paths which are about to manifest. So now, my gorgeous Libra, I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards. And your oracle message is create your story. It is the most potent form of magic. I mean, come on, create your story. It is the most potent form of magic, which means, you know, I need you really to please understand that you will also want to make something. The time is coming when you will want to make something. You will want to create something. You will want to do something. You will want to take the necessary step. But don't be put off whatsoever, because this means that the power of manifestation is going to be like a big mama, so it can work both ways, you know. Don't overthink things, don't overanalyze things, just state, you know, like kind of set certain paths to yourself, kind of, and just forget about them, you know. What I need you to understand that sometimes we can slow down our own process by overthinking and overanalyzing, and you are going to have a very strong time when it comes to the actual power of manifestation. So you need to understand when you come across the problem and you're going to think, oh, I can't do this. Yes, you most certainly can. Very, very important message, my gorgeous Libra, indeed. So now, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Scorpione. Sorry, Scorpio, my gorgeous Scorpione. This is the very special message from your spirit guide and your guardian angel as well. See the truth. You are my Lord. You're going to see an important truth. This is going to be so amazing. It's going to be huge and very important. This is going to be the time of the actual awakening, the time of the spiritual awakening, but also almost certainly you are going to start a very powerful manifestation process and progress. Just remember that this is going to start at the moment in time when you see something and you know it's to do with a certain truth. This is going to open your eyes, but it's almost instantly going to make you so wise, like there is no tomorrow. Like it's going to make you so wise, it's going to make you so deep, it's going to make you so spiritual. There are going to be lots of like a mixed emotions that you're going to have at the same time, but this is going to be great because it's going to be pointing towards the certain thing, towards exactly the same thing, and that thing is going to bring you an important reward, but also the way out of the situation. It's going to be obvious, you know, the situation that no longer serve you, that no longer work for you, and that on one hand is going to be double whammy, because on one hand you're going to realize what karmically came to an end, but on another hand almost immediately the new path is going to start manifesting for you at the same time. And this, what I said, like see the truth, you know, this is going to be huge. You know, you're going to be like bam bam bam, oh my god, it's, you know, like this is going to be really big, and certain things around it are almost going to seem like unbelievable, but then isn't the whole life completely unbelievable? You know, there's so many things like happening, there is so many things are going on. The life is very, very powerful in so many different ways. When it comes to our own spirituality, once we connect, you know, there is so much that we gain and gather out of life. So this is the moment that I'm talking about, you know. You will be able to see your life from a very specific angle, and that angle is going to change everything. So now, my gorgeous Scorpione, I'm just going to shuffle this gorgeous little oracle deck, and I'm going to see what is going to be an oracle message. Look how cute these cards are. You see, cast spells of wonder and delight. This is again a very powerful message when it comes to the projection of your own energy. You just need to understand, well, you see how it goes so perfectly with what I said before. You just need to understand that the process and the power of manifestation can literally change your life, like my Lord, in an instant. So this is something to remind you that you are about to create something. You're about to start something so important, you know, and also your personal power when it comes to your magnetism, and when it comes to your creativity, and when it comes to your manifestation, it's going to be very strong, and something is going to surprise you, because you're going to come across also on another hand a certain manifestation, something that you wanted to happen in such a long time. Now you're going going to become aware of. So there are two beautiful, important, sacred things that are actually going to come out of it. One is from like a reward from before, and another one is you need to understand the connection with your third psychic eye, and your own projection will be very, very strong. But this is strictly to do with your own personal path. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Sagittarius, my gorgeous Sagittarini. This is your special message from your guardian angel and from your spirit guide. And you know, it's pretty much so to do with you. You need to understand how powerful this time is when it comes to like really focusing on things around you that slowly came to an end. You know, what your message is, wash away your burdens, you know. Pay attention to things that are really draining your energy, because there are certain things that are on your mind and you really need to say goodbye to them. It's really time, and now this special message and your angels and your spirit guides are going to give you the opportunity to get rid of it. And this is to do with a certain problems. This is to do with a certain worries. And this is creating so much negativity that it just took so much energy out of you, drained so much energy out of you. So now not only you are actually going to get a chance and possibility to work on this, but it's at the same time just going to refresh the rest of your life almost immediately. You know, it's going to give you power, strength and courage in order to understand and realize certain things for what they are. But at the same time, as soon as you do this, you know, there is the new process that it's about to manifest, and not long after that, you're actually going to have a very interesting and very, very kind of like a strange and unusual opportunity. But to you, this is going to mean so much, because you're going to feel something so very special. The certain essence is going to be connected to you and your own spiritual journey, and the certain things from the past that you have kind of left behind, that most certainly now it's time to bring into this life. Now it's time to bring them forward. This is going to really kind of shake you in a nice possible way, you know, but it's at the same time going to remind you of things how they used to be, but also at the same time it's going to give you this wonderful gift and power to actually focus on things that have been draining your energy for so long. Now use this sacred energy, use this magical energy and reflect on it. You're gonna gain so much, you know, if you do it at this very moment in time. As soon as you hear this message, few days later, you know, within the next few days, at the same time you're gonna have this ability to actually kind of heal yourself from it in a very quick and a powerful way. And once you heal yourself from it, then this is what is going to bring you an important opportunity, because you are going to make yourself ready for the next path, next journey, and opposed to just like kind of being focusing on the certain negativity that is just really draining your energy. After you have this reading, after you hear this reading, you will know, you know, even if you're not aware of it straight away what this is, but then later, you know, within the next few days, you will know what is constantly coming on your mind, because karmically it's time to let it go. And as soon as you let it go, the new chapter, it's about to start. This is the important message, really. Okay, so now I'm just gonna shuffle these gorgeous little oracle cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be your oracle card, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Okay, it's follow the secret signs as treasures can be found where you least expect them. You see how cute this is. And I'm going to read this again. Follow the secret signs as treasures can be found where you least expect them. This is very important, and it means so many different things. It means that you are about to get a certain reward, and this is going to be so personal to you, and it is not going to be that long, and that it's going to open your eyes, but it's also going to shower you with this Vavavumish energy, which is at the same time going to re-energize you like there is no tomorrow. But also at the same time, it means, you know, that you need to understand that there is a one very special and important sign that you are going to have, and this sign is going to be very strange and very unusual and quite bizarre, but then again, to you, this is going to be something so personal, and it's going to happen and come across in a kind of very unusual way. But this is, again, I repeat, it's an important sign, because you will know exactly, you will have your personal confirmation that what you are doing right now, what you were thinking about right now, and what you're creating and trying to make right now, it's really, really clever indeed. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, or having a spirit message from the spirit guide and your guardian angel, it's my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Capricornius, my gorgeous Capricorn, my beautiful Capricornius. You know, I want to say to you, it's just so important. You need to, you're gonna really know exactly where you belong. Know where you belong. This is so important. I'm not saying that like, oh my God, you didn't know where you belong, but some kind of situation is going to take place, and it's going to blow your mind like there is no tomorrow. Okay, because it's going to surprise you, it's going to shake you up a little bit, but most importantly, it's going to help you to understand the direction in your life that you wouldn't understand as soon as now. And this means that this is all to do with a very powerful and important spiritual shortcut that you are going to be provided by. You must not ignore yourself. You must not ignore who you are. You have been kind of ignoring the specific part of your life, the certain part of your life. You wanted to do certain things, but you're not giving enough energy to it. You're not projecting enough energy to it. You are going to have such a huge, enormous, like a giant reminder of what exactly you are on this very spiritual and very kind of magical and mystical earth. But also at the same time, this is going to shake you up, but this is a good shake up. This is a powerful shake up, because it's also going to be directly responsible for you benefiting from this like spiritual petrol, how I call it, because things are going to start changing after that moment in time. And you know, where you thought that you wouldn't normally have the energy when it comes to the specific parts of your life, you know, now you will kind of feel yourself ready. Your message is know you belong. You will know exactly where you belong when it comes to the spiritual journey. As soon as you hear this message, you will know what I mean. But as the time goes by, each steps you take, there are going to be other things that are going to remind you exactly what I said, because lots of things are going to happen in a very spiritual and very strange and very mystical way after you hear this reading. And these things, the power of synchronicity is going to take over, and it's going to be highlighted exactly on which parts of your life you should actually pay attention to, where you should give more energy to, and that at the same time is just going to start awakening something within you, something very important. And you will see how powerful you are, how strong you are, how unique you are, and how you know how great you're actually going to be in terms of your own feelings and emotions. You know, when you do things to yourself that you know that you should do, when it comes to this spiritual journey, when you allow yourself to be yourself, then this is the maximum outcome you can possibly have on this earth. So most certainly this is to do with your own spirituality, with your own uniqueness, and also not ignoring very important things about yourself that you have put kind of on hold, but now it's time to take them on the next level. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle this gorgeous little oracle deck, and I'm going to see, my gorgeous Capricornius, what is going to be an oracle card of for this reading. Such a cute little oracle cards. Okay, so seek silliness and joy, they're wise teachers. You see, this is great. Seek silliness and joy, they're wise teachers. So now please, I know it sounds like, oh my God, you know, but just do things that make you feel happy. Do things that make you feel great. Reward yourself as much as you can. Meditate as much as you can. Okay, ground yourself as much as you can. I always say this, but I'm going to say it as many times as I need, especially if I see how much you're actually going to gain out of it, you know. This is an absolutely sacred time when it comes to you coming out of yourself, but at the same time when it comes to very special and important people in your life, your relationships in your life, they are going to be playing an important role with all this, because everything that you're doing right now, the very special people in your life are at the same time going to benefit from it like there is no tomorrow. This is a very important time for you, my gorgeous Capricornians, but also at the same time someone very, very special is about to enter your life. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to have a special message from the spirit guide, and your guardian angel is my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Aquarius, my gorgeous Aquamarini. My lord, you know, you are going to learn a very important lesson. You're about to learn a very important life-changing lesson. It is not going to be something that it's completely going to surprise you, but most certainly it's going to bring you a big mama of the actual confirmation, huge, massive, giant, enormous confirmation you are about to have, and you will realize that you learned an important lesson. If that lesson happened a year ago, you'd be like, oh my god, no. If that lesson happened 2 years ago, you'd be like, oh no. If that lesson happened like 10 years ago, you'd be like, oh no, what's happening? But now, my gorgeous Aquamarine, you're really going from one level to another. Now this is really going to be the very important certain thing, you know, which is just going to kind of like bring you a very powerful spiritual key. This spiritual key, it's about to unlock a very, very wise entrance, very wise door. You're about to go on the next level. You will know exactly what I mean, because that next level, this is why you're gonna feel like this, because you were prepared for the next level that I'm talking about. Karmically, you have been through a lot. Karmically, a lot was dragging. Karmically, emotionally, my lord, you had to work through so much, and every now and then there were like a certain tortures that you kind of like went through. But this is pretty much so to do with your emotions, it's to do with your life, and it's to do with like looking at the big picture. And what this is going to do is going to help you to realize how much you changed. It's going to help you to realize now how much you've actually grown, and most importantly, it's going to help you to realize what exactly the next step is going to be. At the same time, you're going to have a wonderful reminder of how unique, how beautiful, and how special you actually are, how important you are to the actual certain people in your life. And this is all going to make you feel really emotional, but in the best possible way. So now you can prepare that you are about to learn the biggest lesson of your life, because after that moment in time, you know, there are certain things that you will look at in your past like, oh god, what have I done? But now you're just going to look at them, yeah, you know, it was preparation for all this that is coming right now. This in itself is going to start changing you nicely, but importantly, when it comes to your spirituality and your spirit journey, you're about to jump from 7th level to the 77th level, you know, like literally from the 7th level to the 77th level. So this is all in between going to be your own personal reward. So there is a lot that you're going to come across after this moment in time that you're actually going to start feeling connected to. You know, you will be able to look at things from a different angle, things that you just didn't like about yourself, now you're just going to smile. So this is the big change that I'm actually talking about. So now, my gorgeous Aquamarini, I'm just going to shuffle this gorgeous little oracle deck, and I'm going to see what is going to be a special little message. Okay. Oh, surprise, surprise. The ancestors call, seek their wisdom. Surprise, surprise, my gorgeous Aquamarini. You have been pretty much so on top of things quite a lot when it comes to your own spirituality, and when it comes to your own connection with the spirit world and the people that passed away. But there is someone very, very important to you that is going to return. Somebody who died, somebody who passed away. The very important spirit, very important person in your life that passed away, you know, is just going to come through. It's going to come forward. Or maybe it could have been person that passed away when you were a little baby. Maybe you were important to that person. It really depends. But there is going to be a very strong connection. That spirit, when that spirit comes through, you will know exactly who this is, because it's going to happen in this specific way. By the same time, you will know exactly the way you felt at that moment in time. You will know what this spirit is trying to warn you about. You will know what the spirit is trying to point at. You know, that spirit is going to have a very important message, something that you should pay attention to, something that you should most certainly not ignore. It is going to open your eyes, but also it's going to confirm things for you, to you as well. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to do is going to be my gorgeous Pisces. So I'm going to do this one like this. There you go. Do you know, my gorgeous Pisces, these are your sorry, this message from the spirit. Very, very important. My gorgeous Pisces, you know, this is your message from the spirit guide, and it's message from your guardian angel as well. It's something really big is coming up. Something really big is about to happen. Something really big is about to manifest. But before that, I know I'm going to say, oh my God, it's a test. Yeah, this is an important one. A little challenge you're going to have. And the challenge that you're going to have is going to split in two different things. On one hand, you respond to it by being very honest with yourself. You need to be honest with yourself. Now it's more important than ever. And then on another hand, you know, you need to understand to be patient, because, you know, like the actual part of the challenge is the actual fact that you will not be too sure how long something is going to take, or something is going to put you off when it comes to longevity, when it comes to the actual time span. You just need to remember that your test is, and your challenge is, the fact that you just need to be patient, because your patience, the bottom line is, so it's two things, you know, be honest with yourself. The situation is gonna come up. The situation is coming up, my gorgeous Pisces, where you need to understand this. You need to be honest with yourself. You will be rewarded. And number two is the actual be patient, because as soon as you do that, as soon as you respond in this particular way, something absolutely magical is actually going to take place. The part of this magical thing that is actually going to take place is a very, very big moment, you know, very big reward, massive, enormous reward you are about to have, because you will be able to see the truth for what it is. But this is pretty much so to do with yourself, and this is pretty much so to do with your own spiritual journey. This in itself is going to help you to reconnect with the deepest parts of yourself, and that is going to reflect pretty much so on your homecoming. Okay, so you need to remember to do things that make you feel good, to do things that make you feel excited, to see and understand how precious and how short this life is, how spiritual this life is. You're only going to get and reach the maximum levels of your own spirituality, and it's not only about spirituality, but it's about success in general, only if you allow yourself to be yourself. So you will see very, very soon the situation is going to arise, which is most certainly going to require from you to be honest with yourself, and also to be patient. These two things you just need to remember. Very, very important, because the bottom line is it's going to open the actual door to the world of possibilities and opportunities that you wouldn't normally have. It's not about that, but you just wouldn't notice them, and you wouldn't connect and reconnect to these things if you didn't go through this particular process. This is going to bring you and lead towards an important light at the end of the tunnel, my gorgeous Pisces, indeed. So this is quite important, and I need you to remember this. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle this gorgeous oracle deck, my gorgeous Pisces, and I'm going to see what is going to be an oracle card, oracle message to go with this, okay? Seek silliness and joy, and there are wise teachers. You see, seek silliness and joy, there are wise teachers. Listen, please try to understand this. You know, this is a very strong message when it comes to you connecting and reconnecting with the people in your life, connecting and reconnecting with the special relationships in your life. Each time you do this, there is going to be something very special gift that you're going to gain, and that you're going to gain out of that situation. You know, there are the special realizations and special gifts that you're going to gain when it comes to this, you know. So every single time when you connect and reconnect with somebody in your life, this is very, very important. And also, don't forget about the grounding with the nature. Don't forget about visiting the nature. You will find this way more beneficial again than ever, because there are so many things that are going to come to you only if you connect and reconnect with the nature. We are the nature. We are part of the nature. The nature has got such a mind-blowing effect and impact on us in so many different ways energetically, my Lord. But at the same time, the nature is full of spirits that are talking to us, that are communicating to us, that are guiding us. It's a different realm that we find ourselves at, so we don't necessarily hear it like, yeah, go left, go right, go up, go down. No, baby, no. But they very often, they just kind of submerge themselves in deep subconsciousness levels of our spirituality, or into our subconscious mind. And as the time goes by, as soon as you, for example, leave the forest and nature, you know, you very soon after, there are so many ideas that you are going to have, you know, there's so many realizations that you are going to have. And this is not coming just out of the blue, baby. This is coming from someone very deep and someone very important. And also, what else I want to say, my gorgeous Pisces, somebody very, very special is about to enter your life. Somebody very important, it's about to enter your life. Someone very, very significant who is about to literally change your life. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching these spiritual messages. As I said, this is pretty much so, these messages are timeless, and you are going to hear them whenever you are meant to hear them. And even if you want to hear them again, this is absolutely fine, because it's meant to happen how it's meant to happen, when it's meant to happen. It's absolutely timeless, so it doesn't really matter. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Okay, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous people. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous people. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.